All right, everybody, we are ready for the second half of Module 6, where we are going to continue talking about forms of communication, but here we are going to be focusing on academic writing, email tone, and public speaking. So these are all things that you will use in your college career and even moving forward into your professional career. So our warm-up question on the announcements: if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you go? I have been to quite a few countries in Europe, so I think I would choose maybe somewhere in Asia, like Thailand. I think that would be a really cool country to visit. I've also heard that Vietnam is beautiful, so maybe either one of those countries. And I think the flights are pretty expensive, so that would be my anywhere pick. All right, getting right into academic writing. So I have some online writing resources that I wanted to share with you that I think are super helpful. The first one is the Purdue Online Writing Lab. That's where they get OWL from. It's an acronym for Online Writing Lab. This is just a website that Purdue offers. It's free for students and teachers to use. I use it all the time. I used it as a graduate student. I use it as a teacher helping students with writing assignments. If there's something I need to look up quickly, especially with formatting and like MLA style or APA style, this is my go-to resource. So I'm going to take a second and show you what the Purdue OWL looks like. So here is the web address, very simple. If you just go to Google and type in Purdue OWL or OWL Purdue, either way, it will pop up right away. So this is the homepage for their online writing lab, and they have this nice little bar on the side of some different topics that you can choose from. So underneath general writing, there are some good resources here, like the writing process, academic writing, things like that. If you need a refresher on grammar, mechanics, punctuation, these are just some kind of like the basics for writing. And then what I usually use the most, and I think is one of the best things on here, is underneath research and citation. So this is where they have all of their resources for different styles of writing that you're going to use in college. So if you are currently in English 101 or English 103, or if you will be taking that in the near future, remember this site because you will be using MLA style to write your essays in your English 101 and your English 103 classes. So this will talk to you about how to use citations correctly, how to do your works cited page, things like that. I just used it with a student because we were citing a video in her essay. And so I was like, I think I know how to cite a video, but let me just double check. And I came to Purdue OWL to look up how to cite a video in an in-text citation. So there's just lots of different reasons and uses for this website that I think are amazing. There is a section on avoiding plagiarism. So I know some of you in Module 1 or like our intro module weren't super familiar with the different types of plagiarism. So this might be something to, give yourself a little extra practice, a little bit more information about. So yeah, I love this. There's also, if we go back to the research and citation, I'm going to go ahead and click on MLA since that's what you're going to be using in your English classes. And it should give you, oh, they updated this. It gives you the guide, which is great. But they do have examples, so give me just a second to find that. So over here on the side, underneath MLA formatting and style guide, it will show you how to do your works cited for these different types of resources that you might be using. What I really like for students to see an overview is there's a sample works cited page already done for you so you can see what it's supposed to look like, and then also a sample paper, so an actual essay that's done using MLA style so you can see what that looks like as well. So I think those two things are really, really valuable and good for all students to take a look at if you are new to using MLA style. Another writing resource I want to introduce you to, or maybe you are familiar with it if you've taken an English class here, is Upswing, which is where you can get your essays edited and revised from somebody on our tutoring staff. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. You are able to do it online. So if you go to the Writing Center website on the RVC website, there's a lot of information about how you can make an appointment to visit a writing coach in person. You can do online appointments, but you can also submit a paper, assignment, or an essay for review. And this is that Upswing application that they use. So when you click on that, it's going to take you to a login page. So you'll have to put in your RVC information, but it tells you here submitting a paper for review. There's a nice little video tutorial that you can watch for how to do that. Now, I do know that they are not able to give you feedback, instantaneously on these. So if your paper is due tomorrow, Upswing might not be the best option for you. So plan ahead a little bit. Give them 2 or 3 days to look at it. So you're going to have to work on your essay ahead of time, but then you can get feedback from an actual instructor here on campus to help you with that essay. So I think this is really cool. It's free. Everything with the Writing Center, Tutoring Center, you pay your fees to the college so that we can offer these resources to you. So please use them. All right, back to our PowerPoint. Another resource that I think is often overlooked, Google Images. So I use Google Images to help students get started with their writing by searching for graphic organizers. So I just plugged in a type of writing that a student might be doing, literary analysis. And so I just typed in a graphic organizer for literary analysis, and I took a screenshot of what came up. So this gives you a way to start an organization for you to plug in your information into. Because I feel like a lot of students where they struggle the most is that getting started part, especially if there's not a lot of guidance in the assignment or from the instructor. They just kind of feel stuck, and this gives you a jumping off point. So you can type in graphic organizer for any type of writing that you're doing. Maybe it's an argumentative paper, maybe you're doing an informational essay, something like that. So just type in whatever type of writing you're doing, and it will give you lots of different options. So here across the top, it's given some categories too. Like I clicked on high school. That would be a high enough level for intro English here to get you guys started. So again, lots of different resources just from using Google. All right, now we are on to reading some tips for success for academic writing, email tone, and public speaking tips. So for your assignment on this, it says to read all 3 articles and then post your main takeaway from each one. So what's the main idea that you walked away with after reading these 3 articles? The email tone one is called Don't Type at Me Like That, and I just really like that because sometimes you read an email and you're like, whoa, right? So it's kind of talking about thinking about how you come across when you are typing to people, because it might not always read the same way as you want it to, or how you think it comes across like if you would be speaking. Public speaking tips, these are great. I know a lot of people are nervous about public speaking, so this could give you some help. You will have to do presentations in college at some point. And then academic writing is basically just talking about how you should write for college and how that's going to sound differently than how you text or how you write in a journal or anything outside of school. Academic writing has a much different, more formal sound. So read all these and then go ahead and post your assignment.